Okay. Said something. Okay. Vayechi Yaakov Eretz Mitzrayim Shvas Reishono. Yaakov lived in Eretz Mitzrayim for 17 years. It's interesting. I mean, there's no coincidences. Yosef was 17 years with his father, was disappeared, and the last 17 years of Yaakov's life, Yosef provided for Yaakov as Yaakov provided for him. It was really, he compensated him for whatever his father did for him for 17 years, in the physical sense, in every other sense, even the spiritual sense, to guarantee the spiritual environment. Yosef provided that. Yaakov it's interesting, just thinking, the Pasuk, Beis Yaakov, Eish, Beis Yosef, Lahova. As much as Yosef is the Lahova, but if you don't have the Eish, there's no Lahova. If you have a fire, we talk about extending it. But if there's no fire, there's no flame. So if you have two, both together, one is the extension of the other. So I was just thinking, the first, it says when Yosef was born, for the first moment, Yaakov says to Lavan, I'm ready to leave. Because the only reason why he was there, because he was concerned for Esau. But now that Yosef is born, so Yaakov is the Eish, Yosef is the Lava. That exists represents the Lahava, is the flame. Okay? Now, what happens if he comes to Mitzrayim? But Lahava is not only in regard to, if it's regard to Esau is Kash, seemingly it also has relevance to what? This is to establish us as a Klal Yisrael, that whatever we have, it all meshes to establish us forever. Right? In Golus, this is the Golus that were established. Yaakov had to go to Egypt. What did Yaakov do to Egypt? Yaakov could have sent his family. It's evidently they couldn't go alone. They needed him, even though they were grown. I mean, they were grown already. His sons were grown. They had children. They had grandchildren. Yaakov had grandchildren. Evidently, he had to be there to establish whatever had to be established at this moment, and guaranteeing Klaus and Golus as they were now. That will guarantee us till the end of time. I'm just saying, right? That's what it is. So I'm just saying the whole idea of the Eish and Lahova. The Eish and Lahova, what had to be exactly 17 years. 17 years Yaakov provided for Yosef. Now 17 years Yosef provides for Yaakov. And if it would have been 18 or 16 or whatever it may have been, this is it's just coincidental. So what are you going to say? Because I was thinking, if not for what he had said to Paro, my years are few, and they were painful. He lost 33 years, right? So I'm just saying, factually, it would have been more than 17 years. Yosef would have initially provided more than 17 years for him, if he would have lived longer. But again, that he said those words, if it was important for Yaakov to live those initial 33 years, he wouldn't have made that mistake. You only make a mistake if you don't merit the siyata d'shmaya. That's where you make a mistake. If it wasn't meant for him to make the mistake, he wouldn't have made the mistake. Hashem gave him that lack of clarity that Yaakov should not live the additional 33 years. Because if it was crucial for Klal Yisrael that he should live 33 years additional, he wouldn't have made that mistake. Right? It's clear. If Klal Yisrael couldn't have survived Golus Mitzrayim without him being there another 33 years, Yaakov wouldn't have made the mistake. He would have lived that. He wouldn't have said those words. It's all because we could survive it. That's where he made the mistake. Therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu left it up to his Bechira. That despite the lack of clarity, right, he made the mistake. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made the mistake.
Obviously, Yaakov felt comfortable that Yosef could take over the mantle and be the spiritual capability to manage Israel.
Well, that he knew originally. That he knew originally. That he knew originally. That's why he taught him that Torah, right? For that reason.
So maybe that's why he had lapse.
No. I understand that. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. 17 years had to be sufficient. If it wouldn't have been sufficient, he would have a little longer than 17 years. Right? Because it says, as it says, why is the parshas stuma? Because their hearts and their eyes were sealed because of the shivut. That means the erosion, the spiritual erosion, started as soon as he passed away. But if it would have started earlier, it would have been a problem. And if it would have had to be started later, it would have started later. The answer is, despite the spiritual erosion, we survived. We did leave after 210 years. We were able to come out of Mitzrayim.
You're saying that symmetry of 17 and 17.
Well, Chazal tell us the 17. As Yaakov provided 17, Yosef provided 17. But what?
That's not always true. I mean, it's an interesting.
No, but here they make it a point here. It's Chazal. Chazal make the point here.
They would have needed more than 17. He would have provided Yaakov. Yosef would have stayed with Yaakov more than 17 years.
I don't know. That I don't know. That I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That I'm not sure.
So what he's saying is that we see in that reflects the 17 and 17 this idea that the hava needs the Aish needs the hava.
Otherwise, because if it wouldn't, if the fire's not there long enough, it'll never turn into a flame. Or the flame is going to flicker out. So to keep the flame going, the flame has to take on an independent ability by itself. The fire has to fuel that flame long enough that it can catch on to something else. Because the flame engulfs everything else. So he's engulfing... What? The love becomes the Aish. Becomes the Aish. V'yim Yaakov Shnei Chayov. And the days of Yaakov, the years of his life, Sheva Shonim V'arboim Mashona. 7 years, 40 years, 40 and 100 years. Okay? 147 years. What? No, but that's, again, that the Torah does. Unless it says he was, if it would have said he's 130, lived in different additional 17 years, wouldn't have said it. His sum total was 147. Right? We only know from last week's parsha, he was 130. Vayechi Yaakov, Loma Parshas Ustuma, Levi Shekev Shenifta Yaakov Vino Nisnu Eineim V'Limin Shel Yisrael Mitzoras Hashibud. Because Yaakov passed away, Nisnu Eineim V'Limin Shel Yisrael. Their eyes and the hearts of Klal Yisrael were sealed because of the bondage. Sheschil L'Shabdom. They began enslaving them. Davrach Shebigish Le'al Saketz. He wanted to reveal the end. V'Nista Mimenu. And it was removed from him, was concealed from him. Gebreshus Rabo. Okay.
So after 17 years in Mitzrayim, the slavery started?
Discuss this. That doesn't mean physical slavery. Because later it says it's only after that generation passed away.
Right.
So it wasn't. It means there's a spiritual slavery, there's a physical slavery. The effects of the Egyptians started to affect us as soon as Yaakov passed away.
Maybe we are assimilating.
No, not assimilation. The spiritual erosion started. So just to remind you of things I once said. The Gemara says that the heart lusts and the eyes broker. Right? What are the brokers of the heart? The brokers of the heart of the eyes. It's like, these people, they want to purchase something, an antique, a painting. So the people, the experts, they go and find what they want. So where does it start? Everything starts with the heart. The heart is chomed. Leib is chomed, and the eyes, they seek out what the heart lusts. Correct? Here Rashi says, Nistamu eineim v'liben shel Yisrael mitzoras hashibot. It should say the hearts and the eyes. The heart stopped lusting, and therefore the eyes didn't have any reason to seek out anything. Right? But the order is the eyes were sealed and their hearts were sealed. Seemingly the order should have been heart, eyes, not eyes, heart. Right? Let's discuss this. Remember what I said? Alan. He's focused that he came before I did. That's Alan's focus. Okay. So what I said was, the Gemara says in Sanhedrin that that the mouse is not the thief, but the hole is the thief. If a mouse wouldn't have where to flee to, you understand, it's not stealing the cheese. It only steals the cheese because it has where to hide. The heart only lusts because it knows ultimately there's a chance it may find what it wants. But if there's no chance it's going to find what it wants, it stops lusting. It's just a fact. So therefore, it's nisnu einayim. Once the eyes were sealed, the heart doesn't lust any longer.
And won't the Yitzhak always create something for man to lust after?
Okay. There's always where to sin. Various levels. Okay, let's see the